DJI Neo 2. Yeah, it might look a little bit familiar, but don't let that fool you. This thing is faster and tracks smoother, up to 12 meters per second, and now it actually thinks for itself with its omnidirectional obstacle sensing.
Okay, I see you.
The camera? Way better looking and a lot sharper, up to 4K 100 frames per second with better image processing algorithms. You've also got 49 gigabytes of internal storage, gesture controls that let you have full control and basically fly the drone with your hands only, and a new SelfieShot mode for easy solo or group shots. So I've been testing this drone for the past couple of weeks, and honestly, this thing might be the best follow me camera drone for everyday people who just want to fly, film, and not stress about anything else. At a first glance, the Neo 2 doesn't really look that dramatically different from the original. It still has that compact, palm-sized build, roughly 151 grams, or about 160 with the transmission module on the back. This transmission module here on the back is responsible for the connection between the DJI goggles and the remote controller with the Neo 2. So if you want to use the Neo 2 for FPV activities, this is what you need to have installed. But taking a closer look, you will see a few big design tweaks. For example, the propeller guards now fully wrap around for complete protection. It's not just a partial coverage like before. That means you can palm, take off and land safely even indoors or around kids. And I think that's kind of the point of the Neo series actually. Safety without killing all the fun. The built-in display is still here too, but now it's on the front, and now you have side mode buttons so you can easily switch between flight modes or take off literally with just one hand. You don't have to use your phone for anything, you can just rely on the drone itself. So here we have the couple of different modes that you can switch between on the Neo 2. So we have follow, selfie shot, droney, circle, rocket,
Follow.
and we're back to follow. Now with each press you're changing the modes back and forth, but if you long press on one of the buttons here, you can actually get into the settings to tweak the distance of the follow mode, for example. So we can set it to high angle, so that's the gimbal pitch, low angle, or flat. If we long press once again, we go into the other setting that we can tweak. What is the direction that we're being followed from? So front, rear right,
front left.
and of course if you want to confirm, you just press the orange button here on the front and you're out of the settings and now you're ready to fly. This is a small thing but makes a big difference and I really like it. Tiny refinements like this one make the entire flying experience a lot smoother, especially for beginners. Now, let's talk about the flight performance of this drone because this is where the Neo 2 feels like a real evolution in my opinion. The original Neo maxed out at about 8 meters per second. The Neo 2 now pushes that to 12 meters per second with a noticeably smoother feel during acceleration and deceleration. Even when it follows you during runs or bike rides, it doesn't jerk or lose tracking during sharp turns, which was something that happened before, and it just keeps you centered, which is really nice. And the biggest upgrade is the omnidirectional obstacle sensing. The old Neo had zero obstacle avoidance, meaning you are really on your own when it comes to not hitting a tree while being tracked. Now, the Neo 2 detects obstacles from all directions. Combine that with its improved hover stability and it's becoming harder and harder to actually crash this drone. It even stabilizes itself over tricky surfaces like water, cliffs or snow, which is where most small drones really struggle to hold position. I think for new pilots this is huge. It's the kind of confidence boost that makes you really want to keep flying. Now camera-wise, DJI also gave the Neo 2 a proper bump. It now shoots 4K up to 100 frames per second with a dual-axis gimbal and electronic stabilization working together. On paper, it's still a half an inch sensor with 12 megapixels, but what has been actually tweaked is the processing of those images, and the color handling feels closer to what you would expect from a bigger DJI drone. I think this time the overall look of the image doesn't feel over-sharpened or noisy like some other smaller drones or the Neo 1 even, so I'm quite happy with what we're getting straight out of the drone this time. Also, very important, we have built-in 49 gigabytes of internal storage, which is up from 22 on the Neo 1. and Wi-Fi transfer has also been increased to 80 megabytes per second, which is over 3 times faster than the original Neo. So yeah, while this drone is definitely not competing with the Air 3, Air 3S or Mini 5 Pro in terms of dynamic range or image quality, it's still one of the best image qualities that I've ever seen on a small drone. Now let's get into the fun part, the smart features of the Neo 2. This is what really defines the drone in my opinion. So we have Active Track System, which got a serious overhaul, and it's now faster, smoother and way more stable. Like I mentioned already, it can follow you at speeds up to 12 meters per second, but the drone stays locked even if you suddenly turn, stop or move diagonally, something that the first Neo really struggled with. So now the tracking is a lot better.
All right, let's do a little test, a little tracking test. Can you follow me here? I'm quite curious if it will manage to come here. Come on, don't be shy. Ooh, all right, all right. How about here? Yeah, it doesn't know where I am, so I'm here, bro. Come on, can you do it? Oh, we can. Okay, okay. I was not familiar with your game. Can you keep up? That is the question. Ooh, you can keep up. Okay, 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 I see you. You don't want to go there, but you're still right next to me. Come on. How about if I do this? Oh, it's still on me. I can't shake it off. Come on, come on, come on. Ooh, okay. I did not expect that. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, I give up. I'm tired. Come here. Come here.
But I think the showstopper is the new SelfieShot Mode. And I think it's a genius move from DJI. You can set it for upper body, full body or wide framing, and it automatically composes and moves the camera for you without the need of a tripod or a friend or, excuse me, can you take a picture of me moments with strangers. I think for creators, vloggers, or just normal people wanting nice travel footage, this is a massive quality of life upgrade. And it's not even about the specs that much. It's simply because of the fact that you get nice footage straight out of the camera without even knowing what ISO and shutter speed is. So it's that easy. The next thing we need to mention is the gesture control of the Neo 2, which I think DJI really nailed this time. So to make it work, you face the drone, you extend your hand, and you can literally move it left, right, up or down with one hand. This is how you move the drone around. If you use both of your hands, you can adjust the distance of the drone. And what's even cooler is that you can adjust the camera angle during tracking, for example, directly through gestures. So you don't have to go into your phone, you don't have to go into the menus to pick a certain position of the drone. You can set it up correctly as you wish just by gestures without accessing anything else. And finally, while we're still on topic for cinematic movements, we have Dolly Zoom on the Neo 2. This is a pre-programmed mode on the Neo 2, which you can access to have a classic Dolly Zoom effect applied to your footage without even touching any settings. You tap it once and the drone handles both the motion and the zoom automatically. So that's perfect for short cinematic reels or travel edits, for example. Now, looking at the quality of this Dolly Zoom mode, I have to say I kind of like it, but I kind of don't, both at the same time, just because the quality is a little bit subpar in my opinion. It starts off really nicely and then it degrades quite significantly. So Of course, I understand this is because of the digital zoom, this is because of how the image processing works with this drone on this specific mode, but I just have to say the quality is just a little bit debatable. The idea is very cool though. Now, Neo 2 continues the tradition of being one of the most versatile drones in terms of ways of controlling it. We have 5 different ways to control the Neo 2. We have gestures or tracking, and this doesn't involve anything else besides the drone and the batteries. You can also control the drone just with your smartphone if you want something ultra light without having to bring any remotes. The third way is by using the DJI RC N3 remote, so you can fly it like a traditional camera drone. You can use the RC Motion 3 controller with the Goggles 3 or Goggles N3 for that FPV-like experience, especially if you're a beginner. Or you can go full FPV mode with the DJI Remote Controller 3 and the Goggles 3 or N3 and fly this in manual acro mode, or just like the traditional normal and sport mode with FPV goggles. Something else that is quite important if you plan to use this drone for FPV is the fact that it doesn't really have a true manual mode. For some reason, it's just not the usual manual mode that FPV pilots are used to. So you get this little bump every now and then when you are cruising and you're maybe letting go of the throttle so you can kind of dive a little bit, then the drone kind of levels itself up and it creates that really annoying wobble in your footage that you just cannot escape. I was thinking that maybe something wrong with the settings, maybe I'm doing something wrong and I haven't deactivated something to get true manual mode, but then I searched in the documents that DJI sent me and I saw that you just have this basic M mode, which is not the true M mode, which I think is a big bummer, because if you know what you're doing when you're flying in acro mode, you should have the freedom to explore and do everything you want with the drone in that mode. Now, DJI claims that you can get a maximum flight time with each battery of the Neo 2 of up to 19 minutes, which is quite a lot for a drone like this, especially with this weight as well. However, that severely comes down to how you use this drone, because we have so many different ways of controlling it and so many different ways this drone can actually fly. Of course, that significantly changes the way the drone operates and how long it operates. Also, you might notice that I have removed the prop guards, and that's another thing that kind of bumps up the battery life a little bit, because the airflow changes significantly when you remove the prop guard. So that's something that will give you a little bit more flight time. So if you are looking for that, maybe it's a good idea to remove the prop guards of your own Neo 2 as well. And in terms of transmission, we have a maximum transmission range of up to 10 kilometers in FCC mode or up to 6 kilometers in CE mode, which of course is kind of generous. You're never going to achieve that amount of distance with this drone, but still, the signal is pretty strong. So who is this drone for? I think the Neo 2 is perfect for beginners, for content creators, for solo travelers, for people who just want to get that shot without having to hassle with different settings, without the massive learning curve of flying a drone that sometimes, especially in FPV, is quite the challenge. With the smooth active track and the obstacle sensing, the selfie shot and that gesture control that DJI really nailed this time, I think the Neo 2 now fully understands how normal people want to use a drone. And it's helping them do exactly that. Now, if you want to check out the Neo 2, I'll link it down in the description below. It's an affiliate link, so if you want to buy one, that will help me out tremendously at no extra cost for you. And that will allow me to keep making those videos extra informative and good looking for you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Never stop flying, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.